Hi guys, welcome to another beer review, and it's really fucking warm in here, so I'm gonna strip for you because I'm fucking sexy. I hate myself sometimes, don't worry. So, saw a video earlier today drinking Skull Super. It's time that we went to Carlsberg Special Brew, clocking in at 7.5% ABV. I do like a Carlsberg. Their new Carlsberg Pilsner, you definitely taste the difference in it. Plus, Mads Mikkelsen is definitely man crush material. And I'm not afraid to say that as a heterosexual male who does sound and sometimes act really camp, which I am fully aware of, by the way. But there's nothing wrong with being in touch with your fucking feminine side, now is there? If I was skinny, I would be a fucking dime piece. I really, really would. But anyway, it's not my fault your girlfriend likes me. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, I'm such a fucking prick. Why do you watch my videos? I don't know. So yeah, Carlsberg Special Brew. Double feature of high strength lagers that have a bad reputation, and I want to try and, in true documentary style, I wanted to diffuse the room. What the fuck am I talking about, man? I want to put those preconceptions to rest. So think of this as like a BBC Three documentary, just with a host who isn't an unlikable twat. Anyway, so Carlsberg Special Brew. One that I see every now and then, but I don't see it a lot, and I keep forgetting to pick it up because I really enjoy Carlsberg Elephant, which I think is roughly around the same ABV. I'm not sure what the discernible differences are between the two. And the Carlsberg Pilsner, I think, is just a really good, steady go-to lager, and really nice in can form as well. I'm all for, stuff like Bud Light, Pabst Blue Ribbon, macro lagers. I think they're not as bad as people make them out to be. And I went on a little bit of a rant about craft beer cunts, and that sort of thing. I made a half jokey sort of tribute to the UK drinking community here on YouTube. The ones who like to chug and talk shit about each other, which makes for really entertaining viewing. But yeah, I've got no problem with stuff like this. I've been much more disappointed with the hyped craft beers than I have with something that's available at your nearest convenience shop or local corner shop or whatever you want to call it. I don't think there's anything wrong with enjoying stuff like this. I know a lot of people in the community really get on their high horse, but oh, it's macro. Oh, you can't drink that because this brewery's owned by that brewery and their business practices are very questionable. It's like, fuck off with your leather shoes and your clothes that were made by a sweatshop in India. It's like, who the fuck are you, really? Do you know what I mean? Every aspect of your life pretty much has exploitation next to it, unless you buy your clothes from a shitty shop that's going to be around for 2 months that sells clothes exclusively made of hemp that itch like fuck and it smells like shit inside. Do you know what I mean? There's so much snooty, snobby elitism over an alcoholic beverage. And in the little Facebook group I've got, posted a photo of this and a photo of the Skull Soup, and I was like, Pulp who? Is it Pulp? The beer from Verdant, who, by the way, Verdant have really, really, really lost track from the stuff that I've had recently. And yeah, I just get so fucking annoyed when people get... But I don't get annoyed because it's just beer, so it doesn't directly affect me. in my day-to-day life. I just get a little bit frustrated when people get on their high horses about an alcoholic beverage, and it's like, oh, fuck off. Get a fucking life. Anyway, so Carlsberg special brew. So I know that this has gone down in ABV, I believe, over the years, been nerfed by the culture of today. But yeah, by appointment to the Royal Danish Court. So do they, like, in Parliament, in Danish Parliament, do they just sit around just drinking Carlsberg all day? That's a universe I'd like to live in. Anyway, so I've talked absolute shite up until this point. So yeah, we're gonna crack this open and see what we get. And it fucking spurts all over my pillow. Oh well, gonna be using my Beavertown glass. I know that's not like a witty, oh, because Beavertown's owned by Heineken reference. I like Beavertown. I've had some really nice pints of Gamma Ray over the past few months, so I'll have no real issues with Beavertown. Anyway, but then again, I piss myself off because I'm making out like I'm morally superior to people who I claim to be morally superior and snooty. But anyway, that's what life's about, isn't it? It's about hypocrisy and, as the saying goes, opinions are like arseholes. Everyone has one. Unless you shit through a tube out your stomach. I don't know. Anyway, beer in a glass then. And yeah, that's a lovely sort of... It's almost got like a slight amber hue to it. It kind of looks like a pale ale, almost. It's a little bit darker than the Skull that I reviewed. I'm going to be uploading both reviews on the same day as a double bill. But yeah, that's got a lovely, almost like Metz, and you could definitely tell that there's a lot of malt and probably glucose syrup in this, but I don't fucking care. It's all about what it tastes like at the end of the day. So, water, malted barley, glucose syrup, hops, not suitable for those allergic to or sensitive to sulfites. Nutrition per 100ml, I like reading these. Energy is 241 kilojoules, is that? To 58 kcal. Fat, again, 0 fat in this. Fat of which saturate, 0. Carbohydrates, 3.7. Carbohydrates of which sugar, 0 grams. Protein, 0.4 grams. And salt, less than 0.1. A strong lager brewed and canned in the UK, Carlsberg UK Limited, Northampton. For best before, see basic can. Does it really matter with a beer like this? Consumer helpline. Nobody ever calls that helpline, and if they do, they're either doing it for a piss take or they've really got no life. And then carlsberg.co.uk. Anyway, beer in the glass. It looks good. It looks like a lager. What more do you expect? Pin bright head, crystal clear, nice carbonation. Let's give it a swirl. Looks really nice in this glass, actually. It's got, and I'm not gonna lie, it's got a hint of, you know, when you've been on like lagers all day and you start to fart. It's got a little bit of a fartiness to it. A little bit of a damp, malty character. ABV not coming through. There's no harshness at all. And believe it or not, that flavour that I got at the start, the fartiness, it's not too bad because you know it's a beer. Do you know what I mean? If you were to like pour grapefruit juice and you smelt that, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Terrible example to use, by the way, but it doesn't smell too bad. It smells like a malty lager. So let's see what it tastes like. And this lighting is shocking. It makes, well, mind you, I kind of look like a Andy Warhol got hit in the eye because it's wonky and lost his way because his art wasn't selling. And I get Andy Warhol quite a lot. I'm like a in-between of Andy Warhol and Boris Johnson. I prefer Boris Yeltsin, not going to lie. But What the fuck am I talking about? Let's give it a taste. Cheers, guys. It's a little bit of a creamy lager. That is really smooth. That is really smooth. It's not as crisp as I was expecting it to be. It's very, very malty. The glucose syrup does come out a little bit more. There's that sort of like generic sweet syrupiness coming through. A little bit of that slight herbal dash metallic hop character. But yeah, it's inoffensive. It's just got a generic, like almost synthetic flavour to it. But you know what? I don't know why people go on about how bad this is. I really, really don't. I mean, I know Special Brew has the reputation that it has, and for the most part, rightfully so, for the amount of cans that you see like littered on the streets and that typical sort of like alky on a park bench stereotype, which he or she's not causing any harm. They're just spending their days having a drink, sat outside in the great outdoors. It's like, who the fuck are you to judge? Just because, you know, you spend... I made a Cantillon reference earlier on in the previous video. I'm not going to retrace any steps. You know, sorry that they can't, you know, that person's not able to go to fucking Belgium every weekend. You snooty cunt. I love getting angry about craft beer. It's really amusing to get angry over an alcoholic beverage. I should rejoin the UK CBF and infiltrate it. I mean, is this something that I'd gravitate to a lot? Probably not. Every now and then, just like the Skull Super from earlier, I'd probably pick up the odd can here and there, just as like sort of like to remind myself of it. I don't usually gravitate towards like higher ABV lagers anyway, just because I can't really session them. But as I said at the start of the video, I'm a massive fan of the regular Carlsberg. I still need to get one of those new glasses that they made because they're really nice. But yeah, do you know what? It actually reminds me of a Märzen lager. And this is really quite similar in terms of flavour to some of like the lesser known traditional German breweries that I had whilst I was living in Germany. You know, where you're paying like about 90 cents a bottle and that sort of thing. I would say, and I don't like comparing beers directly, but because it's only been about an hour or so since I had the Skull Super, this seems to have less of an offensive aftertaste to it. But then again, there is a sacrifice in flavour, I would say. It's not as flavoursome up front as the Skull Super that I had earlier today. And if you've not seen that review, link will be down below. Well, probably won't. Just look on my channel. I'm not going to hold your hand, because you should be of an age when you're watching my videos in the first place, to be honest. I love that. Like, is your video like child friendly? Of course it fucking isn't. I'm sure I've got some like pent up anger because I've been like really passive aggressively angry in this review. I just get really fucking annoyed by craft beer drinkers a lot. I really, really do. People use alcohol as a fucking status symbol. I was going to say status symbol, but I've been pulled up loads of times by people because I've said status instead of status. It's like, oh, give me a break. But yeah, anyway, this isn't too bad, essentially. And I would try it again. I really, really would. I'd actually like to get hold of another can of this, which I can now because it's local to me, as with a lot of the people out there, I'd imagine. I'd like to compare this to Carlsberg Elephant. I'd like to do a head-to-head. But yeah, I'd pick this up again. Am I going to rush out now to get, a 4-pack of it? Probably not. Because I've already had, and I don't like drinking like that. I don't think I could do a session on this sort of beer. It's just like every now and then just have a can, just enjoy it. I can see why people would like it to get that buzz at a good price. It's better. I'd rather buy a few cans of this than buy a bottle of, White Lightning. Do you know what I mean? And I'd have much more of a liver afterwards. So I can see why people would want to drink this to get pissed as quickly as possible. Different strokes for different folks. Not my sort of thing because I'm a pussy and I can't handle hangovers. Having a few beers will cause me to feel like shit the next day a lot of the time. So, but yeah, this isn't bad. It's not bad. It's not a bad beer. And it's macro. So fucking what? People like to drink what they want to drink. And I would happily buy this again. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I think I've shifted from here to here because I'm slipping off the bed. I'm just amazed at how creamy this is. It's really creamy in terms of the mouthfeel, which is a little bit weird, but I kind of like it. Anyway, so in terms of a rating then of Carlsberg Special Brew, I'm going to give that 7 out of 10. I'm going to enjoy drinking the rest of it. As I said in the Skull Super, I've poured away a lot more craft beer than I have from mass-produced, slightly cheaper beer. Now, am I a complete champion for this? No, because I like really nicely brewed beer. I don't care who's brewed it. I don't care if, who has, like, literally who has brewed it. I don't care about their personality. I don't care about their view of the world. I don't care about their political views. I don't care about their views on society. I just don't give a shit. If you can brew good beer, I'm gonna drink it. I'll be mindful if you are a piece of shit and try and spend as little money supporting you as possible because you're an idiot, but I'm not gonna just like go, oh, well, this company, well, if you look at the way they treat the employees and if you look at this report from 2017, it's like, fuck off. It's beer. Just enjoy it, because probably the shirt that you're wearing, the shoes that you're wearing, the car that you're driving, or the food that you're consuming, probably not the most ethical of choices. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, it's been a very opinionated review day, I would say. But yeah, I kind of like that, and I kind of like the Skull Super. So judge me how you want to. Anyway, if you've tried a Special Brew, a lot of this has been very tongue-in-cheek, by the way. It's stupid that I have to explain that, but that's how society and culture has gone, where, even the semblance, the mere mention or hint of sarcasm or tongue-in-cheek humour can be just blown way out of proportion. And anyway, I've got food to eat, so, I've got hash browns and chicken goujons. So I just want to eat, and this is going to go well with that. And if you don't like my opinions, if you don't like my humour, I don't know why you watch the videos in the first place, no matter if you're a regular viewer or not. I just don't understand that. But yeah, not too bad. I'm going to enjoy the rest of it, and I'll pick it up again. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you later. Cheers.